All right, everybody, it's Kantan! We're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, episodes 6 through 9, but first, you should become a Subscribe Star backer if you want to get access to our bonus episodes, such as the Read or Die one that we just did.
Jujutsu Kaisen 赤
Back at it, Jujutsu Kaisen, bunch more episodes. We charge into the season. Episode 9 is fresh off the presses. Digi, how you feeling about it?
Oh boy, so these 4 episodes, this show is just such a disorganized clusterfuck, is the best way I can put it. I'm not gonna be that positive, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There were, not to say this is like a catastrophe that nothing good happened. There's good stuff in this show, but like, God, it's just a fucking mess, and I don't really get where it's going or like what the hell I'm supposed to care about.
It hasn't set many clear directions, and that's not great. I would love to, there's a nebulous idea of some villains. We now kind of see the villain. He's doing cursed things in the background. Episode 9, we get more into that. And there's this looming thing that, this is the weird thing, I don't know how important this is, but the looming prospect of like the sports festival or whatever it is, and we've met like some of the characters from Kyoto, from like the sister school or whatever, they're popping up to introduce their personalities and powers to some degree and then exit the scene. What do we get from that?
Man, I mean, I talked about this before, how the order of operations in this show is weird, that it will introduce you to information at inopportune moments or in the wrong order. So like where we had left off, our main character gets into this big like inner fight with the demon inside of him.
Yeah.
And the start of episode 6 is like he's in this demon's mind, in this like inner world. It's sort of a reality marble thing going on.
They call it the innate domain.
Yeah, so everybody has an innate domain, all these sorcerers, and you can like trap other people in your domain, again, like a fate reality marble, and then do like a big bankai on them. So he is in the thing's innate realm. They have like a conversation that leads to some kind of deal, I think, that they propose.
There's a deal where I got this right this time, Sukuna makes a deal that, okay, I know I came out and I tried to kill your friends last time, so let's make a deal. I'll be able to come out when I like say a certain word or something for, I think he said 10 minutes, I believe was the limit. I think there was a time limit. And also I won't be able to hurt anyone. Like, this is my deal. Do you accept? The guy says no, then they're like, what if we fight for it? And he instantly kills the guy. So that just is the deal. So it's been done. So now that's gonna happen. And he's back to life. He's back. He just sits up. I mean, the narrative weight on that thing is gone. We're past it now completely. I expected it to be kind of a saga or something.
Like on him having the demon inside of him and all that.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, that's what's so frustrating, right? Is like, well, that question doesn't feel answered to me. It doesn't feel like it's over and we're past that. It just feels like we've stopped addressing it for now.
Now's a great time to bring up the thing I kept bringing up as we were watching this episodes, how he comes back to life, Yuji, main character guy, after everyone he's dead. They're already like processing and dealing with the grieving process, and Gojo, the teacher guy, says like, guys, let's keep this a secret, because it'll be really funny when like you spring out during like the sports festival or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a month.
Keep making it a secret that he's alive.
It's at least one
not
full
telling
month.
his friends, not telling anybody at the school.
Everyone thinks he's dead. It's been over a month, and I know that there are, okay, it's true.
Maybe Kakashi Man has a secret plan for keeping him secret for a month.
Well, here, there is one decent political thing going on here. Okay, in these episodes, we get into a little more of Gojo's backstory about how, like, he hates the corrupt conservative system, as he calls it, and he wants to, like... Of sorcerers, yes. He hates it. Like, oh, they're stuck in their ways. I want to get rid of them because I'm powerful and I know better, and I'm going to start my new thing. It actually reminds me of Vicious from the end of Cowboy Bebop. He wants to clear out the old boys and bring in the new boys. And as part of that, the old guard are very threatened by Yuji being possessed by Sukuna, and they're like, oh, we don't know about this. We want to execute him. That was the whole thing at the beginning of the show. And I think maybe what they're doing is the fact that Yuji is alive that would just reopen that whole question of should we execute him or not. So that's why Gojo hasn't told anyone outside of a very few number of people that he's alive. But at no point is that explained. I'm inferring that from the motivations, and I'm not sure I'm supposed to be.
I mean, I'm sure we're going to have someone tell us at some point, oh, this is why I kept you there for a month. Like, I don't know, man. But the training he's undergoing down there is like, so I guess they have him like watching movies and then have this little like animal thing just fucking punch him in the face anytime he's like really invested.
Well, the reasoning for that is you're supposed to be able to continually channel your curse energy, which he's starting to do now, no matter what degree your emotions fluctuate to, like, and these movies being emotional trigger those emotions, you need to retain your centeredness. It's a meditation exercise, really, I guess.
It's about, can he, I guess, sense that the punch is about to come while being emotionally engaged? Or
no,
like,
that's not the point.
Or is it just that, like, if he gets hit...
It's that when he stops channeling curse energy into the thing, it punches him, so he needs to not stop channeling it. That's the point.
Is he channeling the curse energy into the movie that he's...
Into the bear.
Oh, okay.
Into the
So
bear.
he's channeling into the bear,
The bear
while watching the
is
movie.
asleep when filled with cursed energy. When you stop, it punches you. That's the exercise.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. I was a little lost on that because it seemed like it was just punching him at him. I guess, yeah, if he gets too emotionally invested in the movie, he forgets to channel into the thing. So therefore he gets punched, and we see that he stops getting punched. Yay!
He improves.
He can sit through the Lord of the Rings without stopping the channeling.
Well, this is why, okay, we watched, 6 through 9 here. This is why I'm not as, like, bummed out on the show or whatever. That bit right there was the most classically shonen training arc thing we've seen so far. Reminded me a little like a Hunter x Hunter or a Naruto little training thing. I fucking love little training arcs of characters gaining powers, and then you get to see them fight someone with them later.
Unique forms of training. I mean, that was probably the most memorable, even though I got it wrong, or I couldn't remember exactly what the logic was. The idea of he had to sit in a basement and watch movies and get punched by a bear was pretty memorable. Like, even if I didn't remember the logic of why it was happening.
That's archetypal shonen training arc stuff, and I do like it, and that will surely build to something. I mean, we already see him fight. Wait, does he fight anyone in here? No, he doesn't.
No, so we get introduced to the villain team, and there's like Lava Head Man, and he just like murders everyone in this family restaurant horrifically.
In the most horrific scenes so far in the show,
This show is very edgy. It's very, very, like, it's trying to be like the most edgy shonen of the edgy shonens or something, because it's just like... everyone's a badass and a hard ass and an asshole. Everyone's just, it's just ass.
There's some issues there, though, because we don't like anyone so far.
Well, okay, that's my biggest problem with this show are that it's completely disorganized and that none of the characters are likable because it's completely disorganized.
Right.
Because the way they're introduced is like, again, everybody's just a badass / a hard ass / a asshole. So like they show up and they're like, I'm cool, and then the other guy's like, I don't know if you're cool. Well, let's see. And then they fight, and then like none of them are cool.
And then they just leave. They say that's enough of that, and we leave.
At the end of episode 6, a bunch of new characters showed up, and we were like, oh, I guess, like we kind of, not episode 6, episode 5. Right before we finished our last session, we were like, oh, the panda and this other chick and this other guy showed up out of nowhere. So you might think that episode 6 would like dive straight into characterizing these new characters. But rather, it's more like they just kind of are there now. Like they're just they don't really get introduced, they just are in the cast now, like doing things with our characters as though they were there before.
And they're making commentary like a Speedwagon from JoJo, but Speedwagon had a whole arc where we like got to know him and like why he's there and why he joins the protagonist team. But these guys, they're just like, they're classmates, I guess they're there. I mean, I guess it's true.
So we introduce these new characters, immediately fuck off from them, and then introduce 2 more characters in episode
8 is when that happened,
who, like, we still, again, have not really established, we haven't even really established the first characters we had. Like, we had main guy, black-haired dude, and orange-haired girl all introduced. Black-haired dude has basically done nothing. He's had no real characterization. I don't really know his motivations and stuff.
I can understand why he's like, he had his big fight with Sukuna and stuff, so now he's taking a back seat.
He didn't have a fight with him. That guy interrupted the fight, didn't he?
Well, it kind of got, when he almost died, when the guy ripped his heart out, he was the one who was like taking the brunt. But then he was like gonna do his ultimate technique, but then Yuji took back over,
it's just like, I feel like we have not seen enough of that guy to care about him yet.
Remember those flashes we've seen of like some girl he thinks of in like his memory or history that's implied to be involved? Well, we've seen it. There's been little flashes, but that's it. Little flashes. I don't know anything about his backstory. There's a girl involved, I guess. I think she died.
I don't care about him. I don't care about orange-haired girl. neither of them really does anything for a couple episodes, and then they get like there's
Aren't
an episode.
you laughing about Orange Hair Girl, how she loves to go shopping? Why aren't you laughing about that? Why?
I wish she would go shopping. I'd rather watch her go shopping. Another two new characters get introduced. This big dude,
Big man and girl
bitch
with
girl.
gun.
Yeah. The girl's a cunt, and the guy is like, if you don't have weird fetishes, then you're boring, and I'm gonna fight you.
He has a gag. I mean, he does his gag. Laugh. No, I will not laugh. It's not enough. It's too basic.
They show up, they're assholes. They fight our other characters who we still don't care about. So it's just like 4 characters I don't care about at all, having a big brawl, and it lasts like half the episode and leads to nothing. Like, in the end, Panda kind of just steps in and is like, hey, you guys shouldn't fight. I'm a panda. I'm like, I don't care about you either. When are any of you gonna get a fucking episode?
That scene in those characters introducing was stood out as the most gigantic aside. Those characters are here. They fight like most of the episode, and at the end, they're like, well, guess we'll see you at the festival. We got here early just to goof around. Like, sure, okay, we got to meet some characters, but was that time quality?
We had to meet some characters.
We had no choice but to meet them. It's a question of, are you using our time well? And
no.
I don't feel like it was used very well.
Not only is it not being used well, but it's just incomprehensible. Like, these characters show up in episode 8, have a big fight, nothing happens to endear you to them. They're just assholes.
I agree.
And then they're fucking gone. And like, the next episode is about something completely fucking different. The main character, like, the episode 9 begins with, like, introducing this kid who's obviously going to be, like, some kind of either rival or friend, some kind of important emo kid who sees bad guy fucking with these school bullies. Like, a long setup for this kid's introduction. And then it's, like, main guy, they introduce another new character, this blonde dude with glasses. Who,
Salaryman.
Guides main guy around and, like, is doing detective work, basically. And it's just, like, again, it feels like I'm watching another new show.
That guy, that guy we liked, and he was kind of funny, and that's all good, but they're doing the thing again of we're just touching lightly and we're moving past him. He's a salaryman. He's got bants with Gojo. Like, we liked him because he's funny, because he's very straightforward. He's like, just put in as much effort as is necessary. Don't put in too much effort, kid. You're annoying me with how effortful you are.
He's the only character so far who had a personality I actually found fun to watch, where like...
But that's like in a bowl filled with all these random flavors that aren't like well fleshed out. Like, one of them was like, oh, kind of nice, but then it's gone, and you got a bunch of other shit that's just all fucking thrown together in this potpourri. None of it's very gripping. The only thing that's been gripping is Yuji's shonen training thing that I want to see developed. Like, ooh, what powers will he find out? Nobody else has had anything like that, and even that was relatively short-lived so that we could get back to Gojo fighting Lava Man and show off his cool Sharingan powers. And that was all fine.
The show's like a poke bowl with no rice in it. You know? It's just a bunch of fucking wild flavors. Nothing to ground them.
Nothing uniting them.
Nothing that makes you go like, oh, I can eat this whole bowl. Like,
we had an apt comparison, I think. You were saying that, like, by this point, like, the Haku and Swordman arc of Naruto would be over. Zabuza.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be over, but, like, they would have been well into the Zabuza arc. I mean, just any anime. Like, we're 9 episodes in. I don't care about anything yet.
Yes.
It's astonishing, honestly, that I have even been, like, intrigued to the level that I am to continue watching it. Like... I guess something about the fact that it is especially edgy can be entertaining sometimes.
Sure.
The power scaling's really like ridiculous. I liked the scene where he revealed his pretty eyes and killed the guy. That was fun.
That looked cool. He's got some weird infinity power that's very poorly defined, so it can be whatever it needs to be at any time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the infinity. That scene in particular was like doing acid, basically.
Right.
Because it's all doing acid makes you do is think about how everything is infinitely scalable constantly, and then be like, yeah, but I can't do anything with this, and that's what that guy was like.
That's literally what kills you about it in his world.
This is so scalable and interesting. I will now think about it forever until I die. Yeah.
I just think about the beginning of Naruto. I think it's an interesting comparison. So what happens at the beginning of Naruto? Episode 1, we learn why Naruto is cool and special. He's got this one thing he's really good at, like Shadow Clone Jutsu. He like trains hard and is good at it. Okay, that's episode 1, fine. Episode 2 and 3 or whatever, we like meet the squads. And we meet like all these characters, which will eventually get fleshed out. But right now, Sasuke, Sakura, Naruto, and Kakashi. We then spend time with that little squad, learning about them, hanging out with them, learning why they are what they're like. And then we get a mission with just those people only, going out. So like we're spending time and getting character development and learning.
Well, the weirdest thing about this is how quickly they split up our main characters. Like we're introduced to like, here's our big three, and then immediately our main guy is like so different from the other two that he's not even really like being treated the same way by the people training him. And like he gets separated from them right away. So now we've had 4 whole episodes where our main three have not developed any chemistry, not developed any relationships, nothing interesting has happened between them to bond them together more closely. They don't even fucking know the main guy's alive currently. They're just like hanging out at school, living everyday life, fighting off random other guys at this thing. It just feels so dumb. It's not well thought out.
It's like, I think that this show, I kind of want to give it a break. I feel like the show is going through growing pains still. It's trying to find its comfortable center. It's just that we're on episode 9 now, and it's still going through like setup growing pains. That's a lot to ask.
When it comes to these shonen manga, the long runners, you will often hear people say things like, "Oh, it gets good like 40 chapters in," and to some degree, I understand how that can be possible because. Again, with this show, its biggest problem is there's just no structure. It's just a amorphous, floppy, like a bunch of ideas trying to congeal together that haven't. It just keeps throwing more information, more characters, more factions, more stuff, but none of it's interacting with each other. It's all just there. And so all it would really take is just like one unifying thing where everything we've learned so far is relevant and used in an interesting way. But like, I have no reason to believe that will happen, you know? And like, to me, this show feels so much like low-rent Bleach that like, it's just... Even Bleach, I would say, like Bleach kind of starts this way. It starts off episodic, introducing concepts and characters, but it's mostly about how lovable the characters are, how their interactions make you want to see them as a group of friends and see them do stuff, to the point it's almost kind of sad when a lot of them aren't in the Soul Society arc, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
In this show, it feels like we're waiting for a Soul Society arc to start so that like we can actually be like, okay, this show is a thing now. But like, by the time you got to Soul Society in Bleach, you already were much more attached to Ichigo and his group of friends, I think, than I have become to these characters so far.
It would be interesting to see like what episode that happens to give like a fair comparison there. Maybe, you know, it took a little bit longer. I know that the very beginning feels a little slow. I want to say it was like 16 episodes before like Rukia gets kidnapped and that starts. But regardless, like the one thing that gives me hope is the fact that this is like already a popular series with like 7-8 volumes. I'm like, I guess it, you know, smooths out.
So is Fairy Tail. It's a really popular manga series.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. And you know, I'm thinking of just another comparison.
Somebody's commenting like, "Hey, what was with the Fairy Tail comment?"
Fucking sucks, and you should feel bad. If it's your favorite anime or one of your favorites, reevaluate why that is and analyze yourself. And if you just like it for the sexy girls, just go watch porn, and then you nut, and then you're free. Don't read for days and days. But Hunter x Hunter, right? I think that this training arc of the curse thing reminds me of some people I could see liking Hunter x Hunter or feeling like Hunter x Hunter gets good and really starts when they get to the like that 100-floor tower.
But it's not true. It's good from the beginning.
No. That's true. I'm making a distinction though. But that's when like the codified nen training becomes organized and sorted. And people like me, like that's like our favorite thing. We love when we get to that part. But everything up to there was really good, and Gon's little like personal adventure, fighting Hisoka. You know, the part of him stalking Hisoka to steal the 44 badge.
That part's fucking great.
That part is awesome. That's all great. And we're seeing like how Gon thinks and how he strategizes. Whereas with this, we're just all over the fucking place with all these different characters. And I just need more of the central fucking, the dough of the pizza. We got the anchovies. We got the mozzarella. Where's the dough?
If you asked me to describe, like, what's Jujutsu Kaisen like, I'd be like, I have no fucking idea. Like, I'm 9 episodes in, I don't know what the show's like.
The one unifying thing is the semi-edgy vibe that it goes for. That is the main thing. And that's fine.
It's edgy and they fight monsters.
Yeah, that's all right, but I need more if I was gonna be like,
Just
I really like
where's
it.
like when we were trying to describe Dr. Stone, like the premise, amazing. Characters, instantly lovable. Just like it was a journey that right from the beginning, you knew exactly what you hope it would be, and every step of the way, you're just like, oh man, like I didn't expect it to go this way, but it's still good, and I can't wait to see where it's going. Like this show, I just have no expectations because there's nothing to, like there's a part where after they fight Volcano Guy, Kakashi Guy is like, I want each of you to be able to beat that guy. Isn't it nice to have a goal? And I was like, yes, it is. Thank you for injecting some kind of narrative goal into this show, but it's so nebulous. Beat that guy? How much training will that take? I don't know.
We need a tangible way. Like, okay, I don't know. I'm remembering the beginning of Veritas, this manhwa I read a long time ago. The very beginning thing is main character comes across like a really powerful guy, and he's like, train me. He's like, I'll come train you if you're able to destroy this boulder with your bare fists. And then like in chapter 1, you get there, and the guy comes back, and the boulder's been pulverized by the guy's bare fist. That's endearing. That's character building. You're like, I understand. And then, of course, it turns out that like that exercise was part of training to develop the lightning powers that he would later use. Like, that's what we just need more of, God damn it. I'm just kind of just bored moment to moment in Jujutsu Kaisen. I need stuff. Even watching the big spectacle of Gojo fight Magma Man, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, you're godlike powerful, understood. Magma Man is a cuck and a beta bitch. I get it. You're teaching us the mechanics. We got to learn about the domain expansion, the reality marble equivalent in this. All that is fine and cool, and it looks nice on screen, but I need a reason to care, goddammit. I need stakes that I understand, and I don't have them right now. Nope. That's it.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a show that if we continue covering it, we will probably be covering more than just 4-episode chunks going forward, just because... like, we need a lot more to happen to really have substantial things to say about this show. I thought we would be much further along by now, like, because I remember having the same complaint before. Like, episode 5, I was like, oh, it seems like the story's starting, so cool. And then, like, it was just kind of, like, that little thing with him having the guy inside of him was just kind of resolved. And it's just like, okay, well, now we understand how that power works, I guess. And now we're, like, introducing this new set of villains, but, again... the next episode preview had our main character already fighting one of these guys, so I don't know if they're going to be like long-term villains, short-term. This all remains to be seen, but we'll probably cover the rest of the 25 episodes in 2 chunks of like 8 apiece.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you, folks. Let us know what you think about it.
Unless you guys are like, unless an episode comes out where something happens that you need to hear us talk about, be sure to let us know. If it's like, oh my God, you gotta stop sleeping on Jujutsu Kaisen, it just got good. Let us know.
I live in doubt of that.
We'll see. Doubt as well.
We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back on this shit and a bunch of other stuff soon. Don't forget to go to our Subscribe Star page, pledge $10 for the bonus episodes and whatnot, and, of course, submit some clips to us, goddamn. We've already had a couple. It could be you going content. At the end of the episodes, if you submit a clip of you doing whatever wacky, fun shit you want and saying just that word, no more, no less, submit to the Twitter or the Discord. That's it, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.